Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. Today I am going to conduct a 21 coding question, and that will be question asked in Goldman Sachs company or Goldman Sachs assessment or interview, and you can understand this question. And these questions are going to be typical and somewhat hard and medium. So you have to understand the working of the question and the problem. I am going to code, so if you and explain the code, and you should have to listen and carefully understand. So I am going to start with job sequencing problem. This is a very famous problem. So in this problem we have to find maximum number of jobs and total maximum profit that earned by completing those jobs. So let's start with the coding. N is going to be our length of deadline, and jobs will be defined as empty array. Now for I in range, in our n length of deadline, jobs will be append with profit of I and obviously deadline of I. These things we are going to append in our job. Now we sort our job by descending profit, jobs dot sort by. In Python we can reverse it by saying reverse is equal to true. Now max deadline be defined as maximum of our deadline. Now slots is going to be at initial, sorry guys, slots is going to be false at initial with maximum deadline plus 1 multiplied. Now we count our job and defined at 0, and the total profit is going to be 0. Now for I in range, in our n, again the current profit is going to be jobs of I of 0, and the current deadline is going to be jobs of I index value 1. Now what we do for j in range, now we're going to check latest free slot before the deadline. So for j in range start with current deadline 0 comma minus 1 with the gap. If our slot is not empty, if slot is empty in j, then slots of j is going to be true, and we count our job incremented by 1. Now the total profit will be added by current profit, and then we break the loop, and then we simply return count job and our total profit. Let's run the code and hope it has no mistake, and we have some mistake. I am getting that it is going to be a typo because I do typos very much. Where is our dead Leon? Yes, there it is. Now let's run the code again. Well, I say I make mistake with the typos, so there it is. We define count, not count. So see, case 1 is complete. Let's submit that. So all cases should be complete, and it is getting time limit exceed. we have to optimize our code. Now for the optimization we have to use disjoint set and union and all. So let's write the optimal solution for that. Now we define our maximum deadline is max deadline, which I did before, I guess. Now we define parent as I for I in range max deadline plus 1. Now we make function def find function which have one parameter x. Now we check if parent of x is not equal to sorry parent of x is not equal to x, then parent of x is going to be find parent of x, going to recursively call that. Now we simply return parent of x. Sorry for that. Now we define our union with the parameter of x comma y, and there we defined parent of x is going to be equal to y. Now then we defined our job as empty array for I in range, and we're going to again append our append in our job, and we append profit of I comma deadline of I. Now we sort our job in decreasing order, so we defined reverse is going to be true, and now the total job will be 0 and total profit will be 0 at initial. Now P comma D in means parent and D defines deadline, I guess. So वही तो मैं कह रहा था. Now PD in now P and D in our job. Available slot defined as find of D if available spelling error, man. Available, yes, available slot is greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, then we union available slot with available slot plus minus 1. Well, slot minus 1. Now we increment our total job by 1 and total profit by 1. Sorry, total profit will be increment with P. Now we simply return our total job and total profit. Let's run the code. I know it is different method and hard, and we are getting error. This will going to take one argument because append function take one argument. So that's that. Now I get, yes, there is difference, so because of that we are getting error. Now let's run the code, hope that work, and again we getting error because of that I am getting error, very much error. There is total, not total. See, case is complete, and let's submit that and hope that works. And yes, it is working very efficiently, and the complexity will be big of n log n. So that's that. Now let's move on to the next question, and this question is smallest window containing all character of another string, and this question I have already solved in my Goldman Sachs playlist, but you can see the code in this if you want to and understand it. Let me expand the window for you. See, this is the code, smallest window. I am going to explain a little bit. So if our s1 or our s2 or not accessible or not exist, so or otherwise our length of s1 is less than our s2, that we have to check. So we return nothing. Now we make our hash map, and we are going with the character in s2, and then we add in our hash map and get the value by the character from the s2. So we define start as 0, so start from 0. The minimum length will be infinite. We define variable infinite for that, and the minimum start will be 0, matching will be 0 at initial, and then we define windows map. Now for end in range, in the length of s1, we define end character will be s1 of end, and the window map of end character will be, we are getting end character value, end character getting the value of s1 with the end. Now we check if our end character is in our target map, and the window map of end character is less than equal to target map of end character. If it is, then we got the matching and increment our match by 1. Now while matched equal to length of s2, if it is it is equal to length of s2, then we check if end minus start plus 1 is less than our minimum length. We check that our window is less than our minimum length, then we make minimum length is our window, then minimum start will going to be start, and the start character, we define start character as s1 of start, and window map of start character is going to be decremented if yes, it's going to be decremented. Now if start character in our target map and window map of start character is less than our target map of start character, then we decrement our match and start will become +1. So we going to disclose, we're going to move our window forward, and in this case we move our window to backward. So that's that. Now in the end we return nothing if minimum length is equal to our float infinite. Otherwise we return s1 of minimum start and minimum start plus minimum length. So that's that. Now both question are same, so close that. This is also same. Trapping the rainwater. Now this question also can come, and it is considered as hard, but it is not that hard. Now we have to trap the water very efficiently, so that we return the maximum water that can be trapped. So here it is the coding solution for that. We simply defined if there is no height, we return 0. Now this is two pointer approach, so we define left as 0 and r as length of height, means end of the height, and result at 0. Left max will be height of left and right max will be height of right. Now we check while our left pointer is less than right pointer. If our left max is less than our right max, then left is incremented if left is less. Now now the left max is going to be a maximum of left max and the height of left. In the result, we increment our left max by minus with height of left. In the else case, definitely decrement our right, and right we defined samely define our right max, get the right max by right maximum of right max and height of right, and then we add in our result right max minus height of right, then we return our result and get the answer. Now moving to the binary tree maximum path sum. Now it is also you can understand by the we have to find the maximum path. So it is no, considered hard, but I say it is not that much hard if you get the idea of it. Now let's start with the coding understanding. We define result as our root value. Now with the DFS we given the perimeter of root. If there is no root, then we don't have a tree, no length at all, no distance, so return 0. In the left max we recursively called our root dot left. In the right max we recursively called our root dot right, and the left max will be maximum of now the left max will be maximum of left max comma 0, and right max should be the same, right max of comma 0. Now the result of 0 will be the maximum of result of 0 root value plus left max plus right max. Sure. Now we return root value plus maximum of left max and right max. Now we call our root with the function and return our result of 0, and we get the answer for that. And the series of 21 question I will upload by doing 3 question 4 question, and mostly I will upload it today, all of them. And the question I have made for you, let me show you the questions. You can, if you have time, you can solve it by yourself, but I will solve in due time. So there is LFU catch and linked list group reverse and merge case shorted linked list with longest consecutive sequence, closest palindrome, and longest this is I have covered. Alien dictionary, this is very typical and asked for many times. Word ladder, the second part of it is hard. And find all critical connection in the graph, form a palindrome, sum of length of non-overlapping subarrays, chocolate pickup, rearrange character, minimal cost, and queen problem. And this one I have solved it. Should you I have, let me explain that for you. I have solved that already. So we define our column as set, the post diagonal, the position diagonal will be set, and the negative diagonal will be set. Now the board will be we get dot for the what we say, the blank spaces, we put dot in our range. Now the result will be our empty array. Now we backtrack because and queen problem needs backtracking, so backtrack. Now if our r is equal to our n, that means n is our the number of queens and the r will be our parameter, that how many queen we are putting. So if our r is equal to n, then we make a copy and join the row for row in board, and we append that copy in our result and return. Now for C in range, now we check if C in our column or R plus C in our positive diagonal or R minus C in our negative diagonal, then we continue. Okay, then we continue, then we add C in our column, add R plus C in our positive diagonal and R minus C in our negative diagonal, and now board RC will be equal to Q, means we adding queen there. Now we backtrack with R plus 1. Now we remove our C, remove our positive diagonal R plus C, and remove our R minus C for the extra Q, and replace it with the dot. Now we backtrack with start with 0 and return our result. So that's that for the NQueen problem, and you can see the whole solution. Let me try to give you the whole solution. It is not so puzzle. You can see from the this is just defining the variables. So the main working starts from the this backtrack function. This is the main working. See, yes, and in the end solve this Sudoku. This is a Sudoku solver problem, I guess, and this is also very famous, and it is considered as hard, and I will solve all of them mostly today. So if you like my content, then you can subscribe my channel and watch my videos, like and comment. Thank you.